Hey everybody, Bear Pigman here, coming with you with a little special update. There's one challenge mission I forgot to do, and I figure might as well take this opportunity to show off the Vita version of this game. Now, the graphics aren't going to be as good, draw distance is going to be a little something to be desired, but I figure, you know, we should be able to see how this game originally came out. Now we're doing this on Francais because, as we know, best fake French anime.
Time, your fate will be sealed.
So this is the famous DLC campaign where Alias is still alive, kidnapped our friends, and we have to go
There's
in
no
the
time to waste.
internet simulation, and Kat now has to fly through all of these green rings to save them. It's, you know, a classic mission. Now, as you can see, the graphics aren't as good as the PS4 version. Bluepoint really did a great job upping those. The draw distance is definitely not good, but you know, the Vita was still pretty powerful. So you know, I know people complained about you know, a little bit of the fogginess in Industria, but in the Vita version, it was pink instead of yellow. Okay, so haha, April Fools. In our last update, I kind of talked about how Cat flying through green rings in one of the DLC campaigns made it kind of feel like Superman 64. So I figured, April Fools, why not just do an actual thing of Superman 64? So, Superman 64 is, you know, as we all know, a train wreck. But you get to do a couple of cool things here, like pick up cars and throw them out of the ways of babies. And if you're like me, you pick them up in the air, throw them, and wait for the car physics to break. Because the car just felt like doing a somersault midair. So, Superman 64 is notoriously bad. I actually didn't find it too tough to play. I think some people online kind of overemphasize how much time you actually have to go through the ring section. But it's definitely a bad game. But yeah, it flies through. The green ring is your optimal ring. There's a couple of yellow ones in front of you. If you just plain miss a ring, you'll have like 3 gold in front of you, and everything after the gold one is gray. If you fly through a gray ring, you lose. If you skip a green one and go to a yellow, you have a couple that you can skip before they all turn gray. And after you finish each flying segment, you have to do a little thing. That one we did there was pick up the cars and move them out of the way of the civilians. It sucks because you have literally you know, the first time you play through this, you have no idea what the hell you're doing. You are just gonna like, it'll just be like, save the civilians, and you're kind of gonna have no idea what the fuck you're supposed to do. What am I gonna do? You don't even know that you can pick up a car by going into it. This is literally how the game, like, begins. But if you kind of know what's coming, thank you, Proton John. I checked out a little bit of your LP before doing this. It's not that bad. It's still a real bad game, but it's, like, actually playable. So this one is, this next segment's a little different. You gotta pick up a police car and take it out of the way of bazookas. The old girl can take about 3 or 4 hits before she dies. But it's definitely hard because when you saw there, even you have to bang into it a couple times before you can actually pick the car up. Now, normally you could just fly through that brilliant police station goal post, but I tried to throw it through a couple times, and that happens. Mercy, Superman. So it both registered that I did it and didn't register that I did it. So. Also, there was a little bit of after explosion there. Throwing things in this game can be a little tough because the car there just felt like it didn't want to be thrown and wanted to get blown up instead. You also have powers in this game, but you need tokens to be able to use them. How stupid. Also, you know, with this, they give you a wide open field to fly into. And it's like, oh no, you gotta make a harsh left instead to find the next one. And I get the feeling they padded this one out and then put buildings just in the way instead, because those rings were angling directly towards making me run right into that fucking building. And yeah, we passed there. The police station is apparently just like a goal post, like what? Also, man, so control in this game is, if you're basically, we'll get to that in a second. First thing we gotta do is fight the Shadow Man. It may not look like it, but I somehow managed to kill 2 of them. They're just, you can punch them, but flying into them also does the same thing. And apparently I took 2 out just flying away. Yeah, weird. So, yeah, I think the problem a lot of people have with this is they just, like, hold the fly button, which causes you to just, like, speed, you have terrible handling, because the controls aren't that great. But I found that if you kind of just hit A intermittently, like, every couple of seconds, especially letting off during sharp turns, you actually can get relatively good control of Superman. As good control as this game will allow you, which is not saying much, but, Hey, listen, I managed to beat level 1 of this in, like... Oh, and by the way, each level has 4 flying segments and 4 challenge things, so... the next challenge mission is you actually get to pick up a Ice Breath one and use your icy cold breath to stop 3 incredibly localized hurricanes from catching innocent civilians who are just hanging out in the sewer. Because that's the thing. I don't know, maybe Cat's Home is around here somewhere. We're trying to protect Cat's Home. That's the new thing I've come up with. So now that we've done that, it's time for the final flying segment of stage 1. And man, this is where it gets kind of shitty, because you have to go underwater for this game. Sucks because there's absolutely no opacity to that water whatsoever. And it can be really hard sometimes to determine where the fuck the next ring is. I've heard it gets worse in later levels, but even in level 1, it is a pain in the ass. But actually I didn't find myself having as tough a time with this game as I thought I would. I thought it would be way more annoying. And well, don't get me wrong, it's fucking Superman 64. I don't know, maybe it's not as shitty as a lot of people have led me to believe it to be. I mean, this is also, I think, the only time I've ever forced myself to play more than the first 10 minutes of it. Or, in this case, 5 minutes of it. Well, there is no challenge mission for this next part. Just fly through that red ring, and we get a nice victory pose of Superman underwater, drowning, with the victory pose. Hooray. So, hey, happy April Fool's Day, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks a lot for supporting this ride so far.